And Chaos TV viewers will be no stranger to the importance and benefits of a career in social care. If you're looking for a fresh, new challenge or want to do something to give back to your community, now could be the time to make a positive change. To tell us more about some of the opportunities and support available, please welcome social care specialist Kelly Penter. Hello, Kelly.
Hi, you okay?
Doing well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm impressed with the title, social care specialist. That's sounds like I've got a lot to live up to.
We've put you high up there, Kelly. Time to live up to it. Thank you so much.
I hope I don't disappoint.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Kelly. First off, will you tell us a little bit about your role and what an operations manager does? What's a typical day like for you?
A typical day for me is dealing with the daily stuff in the care agency, really, manning the phone, doing the emails, making sure that all the care plans for our clients are all up to date and everybody's doing their job, basically. And as long as everybody is, then the wheels keep turning, everything seems okay.
So you're the one that says, oh, you're not doing your job, get on with it, sort of thing?
No, I didn't say that. Just the team that I work with are amazing, and so they make my job really, really easy.
Lovely.
I mean, that's the sign of a proper manager, isn't it?
I'd
Big
say
up the team.
Good
We
team
like
as well. Good to have a good team around you. Makes everything
Yeah,
work.
definitely. It's the most important thing. Like the staff are the assets, especially working in care. So definitely, they make it very, very easy indeed.
I like the sound of that. Now, Kelly, can you tell us a little bit, please, about some of the latest opportunities at Stay at Home?
Yeah, so we have got a few vacancies at the minute. It doesn't happen all the time, but we do currently have job adverts out there. So we have our PEDS team, which is usually really, really popular. Lots of people want to work with children. And so this is in the community in their own homes. And so we have got spaces in our team available at the moment for that job role. We've also got support worker roles. So supporting people to just have a lovely time, which is always a joy, going out, having coffee, going swimming, doing their shopping, all the just daily activities that you would get up to in your normal life, come and do it and be paid for it to help other people do it. So yeah, they're really good opportunities available.
Fantastic stuff. Now, thinking about this, even myself who knows a bit more otherwise, having obviously been here in Chaos for so long, there's quite a common stereotype for joining in the care sector and what it's like. For somebody who's like a new member of the team, what would you say a typical day is actually like in reality compared to the stereotype?
I think it completely depends on the role that you do. There are, for people that want to go out there and just help people with personal care, there are 100% those sort of roles available. But if you aren't interested in that nature, there's heaps of other stuff you can do. We have, this, like I just said with the support workers, they don't necessarily help people with their washing and their dressing, but they do need extra help because they don't drive and it's really difficult for them to get out, and they might have mobility issues or just need maybe some more emotional support, and they haven't got any family that can offer that to them. So it definitely does not mean that you have to go in and help people get up, washed and dressed nowadays. Like, there are heaps of roles that don't involve that if that doesn't interest you at all.
I think that's such an important point to make as well. As somebody myself, I have a team of carers in my own personal life, and a lot of people think care is just the nitty-gritty personal care, but it's not. It can be so much more. It's companionship, it's social, it's getting out and enabling you to live an everyday life. So, Kelly, can I talk to you a bit about your journey then and how you got to sort of progress in your role?
Yeah, so I started off my journey in care just because my granddad was my grandma's full-time carer. She had had a stroke and she had no use down one side of her body. So he used to do everything for her. And they were my go-to parents for like babysitting and stuff when I was really, really little. And I kind of just thought, I helped my granddad care for my grandma. I'm sure I could do that for other people. That's where it kind of started for me. And then I've worked on the ground caring for people for a really long time, had the opportunity to come into the office, and then my roles just developed from there. I've been rota coordinator, I've been the care coordinator, and now I just oversee those roles. So yeah, I wouldn't change a thing about my career so far. I've loved every minute.
That's really heartwarming to hear, to be able to have such also a career in looking after people and loving everything you're doing about it. It shows that there is actually a career there, and it's not just, like you said, it's not just that personal getting up and getting washed and that kind of thing. For other people who are considering a career in social care, obviously there's lots of support and funded programs here in Cornwall to help people explore their options and get them ready. Could you tell us about how Stay at Home and Chaos could help with this?
So obviously we've got the employability programme, which is a massive help to anyone that is currently unemployed and wants to get in care, that can support people to get ready to work in care. Obviously that isn't my specific job. I help people once more they're ready to work in care. But I knew Kylie and the BBO team will do a fantastic job of supporting people in the early stages when you're just kind of thinking about it and trying to think about what positions might be available or even suitable for people. And obviously the Proud to Care Cornwall campaign as well. I think they offer some support to people that aren't currently working in care. I know that I've been on the website this morning and there is an option saying jobs for people that currently that are in care, and jobs, or if you're interested in knowing more about jobs that are available in care. So you can work in care no matter what your level of experience, really.
I think that's one of the beauty of it as well. Like, social care is such a diverse workforce, and we talk about different skills and that. As an employer, what would you say people need to enjoy a successful career in care?
I think they just have to be kind. As far as skills, most skills can be taught, really, and as long as you've got a kind nature. I mean, if you've had your own children, or most people have helped a granny or an auntie who's had a medical condition and needs a little bit of extra help. So really the skills that are required for the job when you come into it and you've never worked in it before, you just need to be of a kind and caring nature. And even like my background, I went to college and studied horses for 2 years before I worked in care. My skills was in caring after horses, and I kind of thought looking after people isn't that different, as long as everybody's fed water and in a clean environment, then everybody's okay usually.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Apart from maybe 2 more legs, I don't know. Kelly, we're going to go a bit left field here. Obviously, it's even worse this last year with the pandemic. I think the care industry is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, industry that has the highest turnover of staff. What do you think that's in regards to mental health? Because obviously this kind of work, I think you do need to have a bit of a strong mind to be able to get through some of the darker aspects and the lower aspects of what goes on. What's your sort of thoughts on this?
I think emotional resilience is quite important if you do this nature of work, because you need to be able to protect yourself to keep yourself safe, because you want to be able to take everyone home for you. The reality is you can't. So you do have to have a level of emotional resilience, I think, to do the work. And the COVID has definitely seen the amount of staff that I have had to mentor, emotionally support through COVID is more than I've ever known it. It's definitely a challenge, and especially like we had staff members that were on single-handed shifts, and they came to me and just said, I'm on one-to-one support. I live at home on my own. I'm just not seeing anyone on my day. I'd really like to do some double-handed work or work in an environment when there was a few more people around, just because they were isolated in their personal life, and the only way that they could change that because of restrictions was to become less isolated in their work life, really. It's been a challenge through COVID, definitely supporting emotional well-being. But hopefully we're on the other end of it, maybe, I don't know.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah, keep our fingers crossed. I guess the vaccinations have really helped in that people don't have to isolate for as long. But with the increase of cases in Cornwall, it does mean that more people are being told that they have to do some sort of isolation or wait for a test result. It's really tricky.
Yeah, I can imagine. I like that method of having people working together for people to help them have that social interaction, to help keep their own mental health sort of raised above the line. I like what you said, the emotional resilience. That's kind of what I was trying to... I couldn't find the words for it.
Big word for you, Pudge.
Oh, yeah, big word for me, yeah.
But I think as well, like, carers in general, whether, you know, especially on the lines of the pandemic, they are the unsung heroes throughout. You know, it's sad that it's taken a pandemic for us all to actually sit down and realise that. I know the NHS have got a lot of recognition for all their hard efforts, which rightly, deservedly so.
Of course, yeah.
But it's the social care and the private carers as well that have been working non-stop throughout this whole pandemic, which they just deserve the biggest shout out.
100%, yeah. Definitely. And as I said before, the staff are the asset, and especially when you're doing something where you're just providing a service, the staff are so important, and we really need to look after them and encourage more people to come. The more people that work in healthcare, the easier our jobs become, essentially. Yeah, but it's tough.
Fantastic stuff, Kelly. Well, thank you obviously so much for your time today. I know you're a busy bee. You're always darting around here. I see you and then you're gone again. Just remind us of how people can reach out for more information or maybe to discuss opportunities on offer.
Yeah, so I guess if anyone wanted to discuss opportunities, they can just give us a call. Obviously, we've got the phone lines into the office. We've got a duty manager number as well, which will give you a more direct route to stay at home, which we are going to broadcast over social media, so that people don't get caught in our phone lines, because obviously there's lots of organisations in chaos, all of which have got an option line on the phone number. So if they wanted to call and select option 1, it's 01872 277 600, but the more direct number just specifically for stay at home will be broadcasted across our social media platforms.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, Kelly, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been lovely to chat to you. Obviously, I think we're also in our own little bubbles here sometimes. We forget we're all actually doing so much, and it's been nice just to catch up with you and see how it's all going. Thank you so much for everything you're doing as well.
Yeah, no worries. Well, things even have changed. Look at this smart studio now. It's
I
all
know,
amazing.
right?
And I never get to see this. Like, this used to be our office at one point.
Oh, yeah, blimey, I forgot about that.
True.
Things change so much around here, don't they?
It's chaos. That's what we do.
It is. It can only be described as chaos. Organised chaos, though. We have to try and
of course.
remember that, because sometimes it can be a bit chaotic rather than organised. But
It's the way we love it. But I think
Yeah.
on a nice way to end it now, I think we've got a short little clip from a member of the Stay at Home team who has shared their experience of working in care.
I think the people I support are absolutely amazing. I love my job. It's incredibly rewarding. I get so much from it. I also hope that I can give something back as well. I'm quite a fun-loving person, full of life, and I like to inject some of that into what I do and make them feel, that I'm there for them. They matter, and I think that's a very important part of supporting. I think care work is something that's is essential. It's a part of life. It doesn't just exist in the world of support work. It's a huge spectrum. It covers so many facets of daily life. They're paid or unpaid. It's something that, a lot of people do it without even realising.
Fantastic stuff. Just to reiterate, for any information on Stay at Home or Proud to Care or Positive People or any of the other organisations that we have here or we deal with, please do not hesitate ever to get in touch with us here as well. We can always point you in the right direction. Call 01872 8844 or get in touch via our other contact methods, like, for example, hello@thisischaos.co.uk. We'll always be happy to point you in the right direction and get you the right people to talk to.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the importance of carers, and it's great that we have these organisations that can help you make that first step into that career. So, brilliant.
Absolutely.